Months of preparation and transition of banking services has finally culminated with the official opening of the Niue Commercial Enterprises Limited Kiwi Bank Agency today. This marks yet another milestone for banking services on the island, with the departure of the Bank of the South Pacific now replaced by Kiwi Bank Agency. Premier Toke Talangi expressed his gratitude to the former Bank of the South Pacific for their cooperation in servicing the island over the past few years. He also commended the caucus members who were able to support legislation necessary to progress forward with the changes required. Honourable Premier Talangi is confident that this is a positive move forward for banking services on the island. Kiwi Bank representative Matt McPherson reflected on the journey over the past 7 months when the bank was approached by government to provide banking services to the island that has had its challenges.
It's been a challenging project. We've had a number of headwinds, but a very rewarding journey as well. We've absolutely loved our time in Niue. We've had wonderful support right from the start of this project. It was only about 5 weeks ago that we were here actually signing up customers, and we've been working tirelessly since to get things up and running. The reaction so far has been great, but I'll answer that question at the end of today when we get through a whole day's operations.
Matt says that the hours are unchanged and the new agency has also taken on board 3 staff members from the former BSP to complete their team that will be headed by Natalie Hurley and 2 other Kiwi Bank staff. With over 1,000 customers signed up and about 600 accounts between them, Matt says it is important for people.
The important thing is to be with us as our staff get to grips with the new technology and the new systems. We would encourage people to come down and register for internet banking with us, because we actually have an internet banking kiosk here in the branch that people can use, which goes through our high-speed internet. And that's available for anyone whenever the bank is open. Come down and do that. Come down, you would have seen the FPOS systems in some of the in retailers in Niue. So please come down, order your Visa debit card and get online.
So how long will it actually take in order to get your debit cards?
Well, we ordered some last week from Niue just to test. We believe it will take between 10 days and 2 weeks.
Mr. McPherson says that the details and success of operations will only be apparent as the services are utilised by the people, but it is hoped that they will be satisfied with what is on offer. We attempted to get a comment from the Bank of the South Pacific Head of Operations in Fiji, Kevin McCarthy, but he was unable and out of the office on duties in the far northern region in Fiji. Management at the Matawai Resort has now been changed effective from the 18th of April. The position formerly held by Adrian Walters has now been considered by the Matawai Board. Chairman of the Matawai Board, Graham Horsley, said that the board is considering its options going forward, but in the meantime, Sarah King will be the acting manager. Mr. Horsley says that the Matawai Niue Limited Board is confident in her ability to manage through an anticipated high occupancy period until the board meets again to make a final decision in May. 2 weeks ago, representatives from the Australian government were on the island for discussions into the tripartite agreements between Niue, Australia as well as New Zealand, with projects funded on the island. One of the projects discussed was the relocation of Niue Primary School that has been proposed since 2010. Negotiations on the project eventually got approval from Australia last year, and also one of the main purposes of this visit was to discuss issues with the steering committee and sign off on the agreement. We spoke to one of the AusAid representatives.
One of the other purposes of our trip, apart from joining the steering committee, was to sign the tripartite arrangement document by New Zealand and the government of Niue and by AusAid, and that commits us to working together in partnership for this project, for the primary school. I think it's always immensely helpful to put faces to names and to actually start to build a relationship between the different parties that are involved in this project. So it's a particularly important project from the point of view of the future of Niue's children and therefore for the development of Niue and Niue's future. And I think if we can make a small contribution to that, then that's wonderful. Well, we're hoping that the building will start in June or July, and if it goes according to plan, then we should be finished and the school open in time for the new school year in 2014. That's our aim.
Also quite timely, in line with their official visit, they were able to join in the official handover of a new fire engine to the fire division at the airport.
Well, in particular, of course, the fire truck has been recently delivered. It took a little longer than we'd hoped, but it was formally handed over to the government of Niue in Auckland about 3 months ago, I think, and just recently delivered. So today we were very fortunate. The timing of our visit was very fortunate. We were able to see and attend the blessing of the fire truck and watch it being put through its paces, which was very reassuring.
Honourable Premier Toke Talangi handed over the keys to fire service staff with instructions to take care of equipment for future operations. It was also an opportunity to demonstrate the capabilities of the new fire truck, and now that the fire service has 2 fire engines, their ability to respond to rescue operations has improved. As the last lot of groups arrived on Friday the 19th of April, Niue's 3rd Arts and Culture Festival got off to a good start with the official opening program. It was a low-key affair that organisers assured was only but an appetizer for what will be a packed week of events celebrating Niuean cultural heritage and appreciation of the arts. The theme for the festival reflected on the importance of traditional knowledge, guided by traditional knowledge. The formal part of the program had speeches from representatives from the communities abroad and a representative from the island welcoming all to the biannual event. Bahahau Niue Trust Chairperson Mele Nemaia spoke on behalf of the visiting groups of Niuean communities living abroad to express their appreciation for the time and effort that has gone into hosting the festival. Honourable Premier Toke Talangi also shared thoughts about how the concept came about and acknowledged all those who made the festival possible, a feat they had doubts could be sustained.
This is the 3rd festival, and I'm very, very pleased that we have managed to continue with it, because there was always some doubt whether this was going to continue. But there is no doubt in my mind that it will continue, and it will continue for many years to come. And I congratulate those of you who have continued to either come from overseas or who have stayed here and contributed your time and your efforts and your talents to make the festival successful. And this one will be successful. This week, as you're probably all aware, there have been significant and important developments in our country. The second service every fortnight has started. FPAS has started. So those of you who have got FPAS, you can use them here now. The bank is ready to go. And there are some other developments that the government is working on at the present moment to ensure that we can sustain this island with our own efforts. It's not going to be easy, but at the same time, I'm pretty confident we can actually do it with the resources that have been given to us: sea, sky, land, and the people.
Honourable Premier Talangi shared that government is happy that it has continued and aim to continue as the festival is a way of bringing our people together. Performances in the evening had a few items from the Niue Cultural Arts Festival group, Malcolm Lakatani, and the Whawana Primary School group. With the formalities out of the way, the festive mood continued with the opening of the main arts exhibition at Aliutu Hall, showcasing work from local artists. The exhibition was open to the public throughout the week. And continuing with the festival's cultural night, where each representing group displays song and dance, continues to be one of the favorites of festival goers, as different styles and interpretations of a real Niuean culture reflect the old and the new in performances. This year, though, much focus was on the young ones. A group from Whawana Primary School in Auckland arrived on the island especially for the festival. Their song and dance was encouraging and very entertaining as the young ones, whose first language is English, continue to excite the crowd and prove why this school is one of the best Niue language groups in Auckland. Their costumes and performances was definitely one of the best during the night. Not to be outdone by the visiting cousins, Niue Primary School also put on a show to remember, with the older students of the school performing to some well-versed numbers in the famous takalo. Niue Arts and Festival representative was pretty mellow, though, as a few of the group performed some of their representative dance and song during the Solomon Arts and Festival events, as well as folk chants. Hakupatua group, always popular with the crowd, continued their domination in the performances. Added to the evening, many continued to entertain the crowd with the expectation that more of the wonderful performances will continue in 2015. And to end our news bulletin for tonight, a decision on the final draws for the men's Kilikiki season has been reached by the committee of the Niue Kilikiki Federation. 3 options were given to the council, or by the council to the committee to make a decision with 1, a replay of the top teams, 2nd, draw from the hat, and the average system. The draws, after conclusion of yesterday's committee meeting, reached a final verdict and decided on an average system to determine the rankings. Leaders of Pool A draws remain with Hakupatua, who won all the games, and 2nd place Alofi. 3 teams drew in these. In second equal, Tamarotonga, Liku and Alofi. However, after the calculations of the average system, Alofi was deemed to take 2nd placing in Pool A. In Pool B, Mutalau, Awasele and Tuapa all drew in 1st place. However, after the final calculations, Mutalau ranked 1st, followed by Awasele. This means a final playoff by Hakupu and Mutalau will take place in Liku. Awasele and Alofi will battle it out in Hakupu for 3rd place before the prize giving in Liku straight after both matches. The decision, however, has caused some controversy with the top teams. However, President of Niue Kilikiki, Charlie Tawaka, said the decision was made by the committee that the best solution is to introduce the average system that will determine the best overall team. The next competition will soon start with the women's Kilikiki. That's our news bulletin for tonight. Good evening.